We have what's called Jerusalem Hub's 4 cornerstones to success. 1, confidence. 2, motivation. 3, dedication. 4, health. So why confidence? Confidence because you have to have the reason for what why you're doing. You have to say, this is what I'm doing and I'm going to do it.
On the confidence point, and this is something that you said that really stuck with me in my mind.
Okay.
Was we went through, so on Friday night.
If I said it, I'm going to be quiet.
So on Friday night we had gone through all 4 of these in like real depth.
In detail, yeah.
Yes. And the one of them, like all of them were great, but the one that stuck out for me was the confidence. And we defined what is confidence. I mean, there's a number of ways to define confidence, but in this specific area, something that we defined is where do you find confidence in your life? And what we came up with is you have confidence in places where you're competent. What I mean is if you're really good if you're really good at skateboarding, right? You're confident at that. Why? Because you're competent at it, because you're good at it. So therefore, the key to confidence is practice, practice, practice. But obviously practice right, but keep on doing that to the point where you're so good at it, you've mastered it. Now you're good at it. So there's no reason to feel a lack of confidence about it. You know you're going to succeed because you've just like ground it into your head. Like, I know how to do it. I don't need to, when you're driving, after you've driven for 5-10 years, you don't think about how to drive anymore. It just kind of happens.
Right.
That's true confidence, true mastery.
So I would say that's one dimension of confidence.
No, sure.
I had a different approach.
Sure. You're not
because
allowed to talk, though.
I'm going to talk anyway because I wasn't involved in this conversation. And so like the confidence you're mentioning, I think belongs more in the like I mastered something, and it's more of like a second nature type of confidence. There's also another type of confidence where you begin unsure of yourself and in any aspect, and it's just the idea of approaching a new thing with confidence, meaning maybe I don't have full knowledge of a certain aspect of something, but I know that eventually I could be better and understand this specific skill or whatever it is. So it's the confidence in yourself in knowing that you can accomplish that, even though you're not really there yet. Like the confidence in yourself that you could start learning how to skateboard, and that confidence drives you to get good at it, or the confidence in any skill that you need in the workforce. For example, one of the day jobs I have now is I'm working in PPC, and they were looking for a PPC expert, which I was not. I kind of winged it on my CV, and I'm like, oh wait, I'll figure it out. I'll just be resourceful at the time, and I got the job that way. But I was confident about the fact that I knew I could learn about it, even though I wasn't confident in my abilities at the time. Because if you match me up with any actual real PPC experts, then I'll be nothing compared to them. But the fact that I was able to be confident in the fact that I know I was confident more in myself more than the job.
Right.
Like I know that I'm a capable person in doing anything that I put my mind to, so I could therefore expand that to something else. So it's less of being a mastery, but more of a self-awareness.
That sounds like confidence in the area of courage.
Well, I was actually, just so I can fully understand what you're saying, basically the confidence is coming from putting yourself outside of your comfort zone. Because the interesting thing is that when people are comfortable, they're not like, they're comfortable. They're not going to do anything. But when you have, and I'm going to add courage to it. When you take yourself outside of your comfort zone and you say, I'm going to figure it out and I'm going to learn this new skill, it then gives you the courage to have the confidence to see it through.
Right, so there'd be 2 dimensions basically. There's a confidence in yourself and a confidence in a specific ability that you have.
Yeah. I don't remember where I read it, but it's such a great quote. It said, if you want to master life, you want to be great at everything, get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's kind of exactly what you're saying. Yeah. Like you're confident about that because, and the truth is, that's something that you're good at. I think that to some extent it's something that we're all somewhat good at. Mm-hmm. But in this specific area, it seems like you have more in that. And you're confident about that because you are getting comfortable and you are pretty comfortable being uncomfortable. That's the name of the game for this.
Well, truth of the matter is you're also comfortable being uncomfortable.
Sure.
You just haven't pinpointed what those things are exactly.
Yeah. Sure. But I was just talking specifically about his example.
Superman? What is this?
Yeah, this is
Superman. It is a lot of work to get to that point. I won't deny that.
So as you
Self-work.
just realized, that was cornerstone number 1.
Yes.
And it can be defined in so many ways.
Right.
But we're going to move on to number 2, so stop talking.
All right.
Okay, cool. The next one is motivation. Motivation is your why. What's your reason for doing what you want to do? I don't think that needs to be explained
I think it does. There's more you could say about like what is the actual motivation. Because let's say, is your motivation money? I think most people's motivation for money is not really a motivation because
Very few people are actually looking for money.
yeah.
I think it's more motivation. Like if you were to say specifically, what's my motivation for my end goal? It'd be for scenery, like what you have around you, like family, house. You know, whatever it is that you're aspiring to.
Well, expand, like I was saying, very few people actually want money. Who wants green pieces of paper? People want what it can get them. It can get them satisfaction. It can get them fun. It can get them a comfortable lifestyle. It can get them a cool car. That's what people want. They want that feeling of confidence they get from it. They want that feeling of accomplishment from it. They don't actually want money. That's not really a why.
So like motivation could be almost under the same aspect of passion.
Yeah.
In a way, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
True.
Yeah.
But then passion would go on to the next cornerstone,
Which is
because they all work
interchangeable,
hand in hand. Passion would go on to the next cornerstone, which is dedication
or persistence.
Persistence, right?
Yeah.
If you are both confident and motivated about what you're doing, then you have to put in the work. You have to be dedicated.
Right.
You have to be persistent.
Motivation is like the first push, and then the dedication is the continuation.
That can be expounded on in so many ways.
Motivation doesn't always last very long. Like, I mean, everyone, I feel like anybody who's ever been motivated in their life, you know how you watch a motivational video, you get this cool idea, and you're super jacked up about it for like what? Like 20 minutes, 2 hours, 2 days, and then all of a sudden you're like, okay, now what? And that is where dedication kicks in.
Right.
And that's where we were talking about the value of momentum. That's where that kicks in. The motivation gets you pushing the car down the towards the hill. But once it starts rolling, right, the dedication is going to be the thing that keeps on going. That keep on pedaling.
It's interesting.
Even if it hurts.
Someone pointed out that there's millions of hours of motivational videos watched every day. The question is, why isn't there so many successful people because of all this motivation?
It's not the full.
Because they're not taking the action. They're not. They don't have the other steps.
The last cornerstone is health. Health meaning physical, mental, and emotional health.
Right.
To know when to properly balance everything and keep things in check. It is insanely important because it keeps you clear-headed, it keeps you clear-minded, it allows you to be able to keep your eye on the prize as opposed to what's going on, which is exactly what you were talking about with your father.
Right.
About how don't listen to what doesn't matter and pay attention to what's more practical. If there's any way that I can sum it up, I remember I explained it really well that Friday night.
This is good too.
But if the reason why I say cornerstones is that you imagine you have like a house with 4 walls. Each wall is one of the one of the things. You have confidence, motivation, dedication, and health. If you're on one side of the room, then you're only utilizing 1 or 2 of those aspects. If you're on the other side, the same thing.
Right.
The point is that you want to be in the middle of the room so that you're exposed to all 4 walls. That's the goal.
Right.
The goal is because there are times where we're confident, but we don't have the dedication. Right? There are times where we're motivated, but we're not confident enough to see it through. There are times where we're healthy, but we don't know where to take it to the next level. Right? So the idea is that if you can imagine the 4 cornerstones of success, you imagine you have to be in the middle of the room. If you're on this side, then you got to kind of shift it so that you can get the outlook on everything. Does that kind of make sense?
Right. And the way you explained it, which I thought was really good on Friday night, as you said, and once you find the balance between those 4, boom, you've won the level. You break through to the next level, and then you need to find those 4 things again in the next level.
Right.
Whatever
and you
that
become
is.
a unicorn.
And
If you're watching on YouTube, please make sure to subscribe, support us, like, share, and subscribe, and you'll get more of our content, whether you like it or not. Back to you.